Hi, everybody. I'm Mike. This is Mike Miller Talks Life. Today's quote: timing is everything. Timing is everything. I really like time. I always have. I've always liked to have watches. And I got so into time that you could ask me at any time and I could tell you to pretty close to being right what time it was. I was always into being on time, and I get really uptight with people who are late, and I get frustrated with people who are about to make me late. I really have been into time, and I've kind of backed off on that since I've retired. I can honestly, there'll be days I really have to think a minute, like, what day is this? But there's an aspect of time that I continue to find very fascinating: timing. There are so many things in life where timing is an essential part. In music, my favorite hobby, everything is about timing. The beat, the way the various players play together, the way some start and another one comes in and picks up a part. Timing is essential in music. I've been in groups where we've had drummers and the drummers weren't that good, and they weren't good at timing of keeping the steady beat, and they would slow up the song or speed it up, and it would drive us all crazy. In sports, timing is essential. Swinging the bat in baseball, swinging the club in golf, swinging a racket in tennis, they're all about timing. Throwing a punch in boxing, kicking a ball in soccer, so much of this hinges on understanding timing. For comedians, one of my favorite things is to listen to comedians. I love laughing at them, but I also love watching and observing how they do it. It's not just being funny. It's not just having great stories to tell. And it's not about observations they make about life. No, all of that is good and interesting, but timing is crucial. Timing can make or break their routine. Dancing, it's about timing. Giving a speech, I've done that so much in my life as a pastor of a church every week, giving a sermon, which is like a speech. Timing is a key part of that. In counseling, timing, when to listen, when to say something that's going to be helpful. When you're speaking to a person about a problem, it's all about timing. You want to pick the right time so that they'll listen to you. Starting a business, making an offer, when to buy, when to sell, going for a job interview, people in leadership understand the importance of timing. They have to if they're going to make it. When to cast the vision, when to step out, when to hire, when to fire. In life, there's a passage of scripture in the Old Testament, in the wisdom literature, the book of Ecclesiastes. I know, it's a weird name. And it's all about timing. There's a time to plant. There's a time to reap. There's a time to laugh and a time to weep. There's a time to celebrate and there's a time to mourn. There's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to reap. All about timing. We want our actions to yield the best results. But this isn't always the case. Despite putting out our maximum effort, things don't always come together like we want them to. So I think in addition to intention and involvement and intensity in action, many times there is this element of timing that plays a vital role in the outcome of our endeavors. Many believe that things happen when they are meant to happen, and there is a perfect timing for everything in life. I'm not sure I totally believe that. I think that's a little too fatalistic for me, and it takes away our responsibility and the choices that we make. Some from patients try to force timing and just they make a mess of everything. I think timing is about a lot of things. I want to list a few that I have learned that are crucial in this issue of timing. We wait on the timing, but there's some practical things we can do. And I think the first is we must prepare. Whatever the area of interest, whatever your passion is, whatever your dream is, your desire to be or get involved in, whether it's music or sports or writing or being a comedian or a photographer, starting a business, whatever it might be, we must work hard to master our field. We must work hard to master our field. I heard of a professional singer that got a break. She attended a concert of one of her favorite performers, and she got invited on stage to sing along. This was thrilling, and she rushes up to the stage, and she does an amazing job. People are stunned and overwhelmed, and the applause just goes on and on and on. If you step back and you look at what led up to this, it's very insightful. She loved music. She sang all the time, worked all the time, studied music, worked hard practicing, worked at developing her range, worked at developing her sound, worked at developing pitch so that she could be almost pitch perfect. She studied and practiced and memorized. She gave voice lessons, and while teaching her students, she would work hard on herself as well. Memorized music, memorized the various parts in musicals. As the practice of this performer that was on tour, she would take names of people, young startup singers who would like to come on stage and sing. Somebody put her name in. She didn't know about it. She goes to the concert. Her name is called. Come up on stage. She was ready to go. I love stories like this. I know you must. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I've watched that YouTube of her first performance a few times, and it's just always exciting to me. And I know it's coming, but it's still, these stories push us. We begin to dream. We begin to think, oh man, that would be so great for that to happen to me. But it's not just dreaming. We have to do more than dream. We have to work so that we're ready. So work hard. Get as good as you can get. We must also listen. Someone, somewhere, is going to say, it's time. That one in charge of timing is going to say, here's a chance. We want to interview you. We need someone who can play this instrument or this kind of music. We need someone who can take these pictures for our advertising campaign. We need someone who can help research the development of this book. Whatever it is, the offer is made, the invitation comes. Would you like to? And the one in charge of calling is calling you. Next, you must say yes. You must prepare, you must listen, and you must say yes when the offer comes. You have to say yes, and it's hard because you're nervous, you're afraid, you'll blow it. You're going to mess this up. You'll forget the words. You'll forget some important thing. You'll say something dumb, and all this stuff is going through your head, and you have to try to shove it back and push forward and go for it. I don't know how else to say it. You have to go for it. There are a lot of people waiting for this opportunity. And this one comes to you first, so you got to jump on it. Don't worry about that stuff. You have to say yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I'll do it. I think next we need to do something that's often overlooked. We have to be able to sustain the call, the invite, the opportunity. If you get the job, if it opens the door for you to move ahead in this world that you've always wanted to be in and do your thing in, something has to sustain you. The talent will not carry you. You have to learn to develop the character it takes to sustain you, no matter what you do. And many people overlook that. Life is hard. There are many temptations that pull you off track along the way. And you have to have what it takes to hang in there and continue in this field. So develop that character. I think it's also important to remember, don't give up. I don't know what's going to happen in your life, and I don't know if you get the chance or don't get the chance. I'm not saying these 3 things and you'll get an opportunity and be famous. How would I know that? I just know that sometimes it seems to take a long time. So don't quit your day job and keep working in your free time on your area of interest, your passion, what you would really love to do one day. And stay ready. And I also want to encourage you not to think you're too old. I am one who is in that category of too old, but I don't think I'm too old. And many in our generation ignore older people. But the giver of opportunities, who I think is God, does not think we're too old. I have been given, since I've retired, opportunities to do significant things in the work of God. And it's been exciting when they come along. And I've been thinking that I just need to stay ready. I may not do what I did, but there's a whole new world of things to do. And I intend to be a part of it somehow. Don't try to make it happen. Don't try to rush the timing. That's just going to mess everything up. I learned this principle long ago. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing. So just wait and trust the giver of opportunities. And get ready. So when it comes, you're ready. You have something to offer. I don't completely understand this timing thing. It's a mystery. And I like it to be a mystery. I don't always know how it works, and I haven't always recognized it. But I do know how to work hard and be ready. I do know when to say yes when given an opportunity. I do know how to freak out and not take it and feel bad about it. And I'm working on learning to listen to the giver of opportunities and trust him and be ready to do my best. There are a lot of things I can't control, but these things I can control. And I want to always remember, I don't want to forget, timing is a big part of everything. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I hope this was encouraging and helpful and maybe challenging a little bit. Just this mystery of timing. It's fun, and it's something we get to be a part of. We don't necessarily understand it, but we get to surrender to it, say yes to it, and look for it. So, hope this is helpful. If you want to share it, I hope you do. It might help somebody else. Click like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to do that kind of thing. And until next time, take care of yourself.